Welcome everyone, this is Klassicalkill and I'm bringing you another game in our Silver to Diamond series where we take this silver account all the way up to diamond. Right now we're doing really well. We have a 71% win rate and most of the games are going really well. I'm trying to be very informative, trying to help you guys out, trying to teach you my ways. So here, Nihilus invades me, and I probably should have got this ward down as soon as I came out of my base to avoid that from happening. But we blow flash for flash. Just not it's not the worst thing. Now I am looking at this as a replay. So I'm gonna be commentating over this. And we know that Nautilus blew his flash. So what I want to do here is actually set up a kill onto this Nautilus. Because if I can do red buff, get Q level 2, I can Q onto the Nautilus and he will have no way of escaping because of red buff. So this is one of the special instances where I'll change the way I play so I can like facilitate an idea. And if I have a good read on the game, if you have a good read on the game, you can often make these plays like this. So here I'm going to actually smite the red buff. I probably should have smited it a bit earlier, but it's okay. I'm just going to stay outside of Fog of War until he engages. Now he's engaged, he's committed, they didn't kill the Jhin, and now we can just run down the Nautilus for free. And here I actually decide to go and invade the Kayn because one, Kaisa can't really stop me alone on the red buff or the blue buff at level 1. Same with Katarina. And I know that Kayn didn't get a leash on his blue buff because bot lane was sitting in the tribush. So this is an easy play to make. Easy way to decipher this and see that I can go for his blue Gromp. I just have to assume now, because he saw me on the bot side of the map, he's taking my camps. And we see him top lane. He pops up there while I'm doing his Gromp. So because he's top, I go and decide to do Wolves. I see that he has 2 camps done. He has 8 CS. And he has red buff. So what he most likely did was red Krugs and then ganked top lane. He got the kill, but now I have a huge lead on him because I was able to clear his entire bot side. So he has to pretty much invade my top side. So I ping Pantheon, hey, you check that camp for me real quick, and lo and behold, we see the Kayn here, and Pantheon flashes, actually gets a really good kill there. So I'm thinking perfect. I see Katarina here. I'm walking through the mid lane, thinking maybe if I land Q here, I can kill her. It's out of range. I try to bait her back in, but she doesn't fall for it, so I just leave. It looks like she's posturing to go back in, so I come back. But she kills him too quickly before I can actually kill or get my combo off. And she's too healthy for me to finally kill. I had a feeling that Isol was going to walk up there because he trusted me being there. I would like rotate over, but like it was a little too fast. Like she killed him a little too fast for me to come help. But I got the trade, so or no, she gets away, unfortunately. We see Kayn up in the top side. I know he has no camps on the top side because we took his bot side and he tried to invade me. So the only play he really has is to gank top lane or to invade. So that's why I'm kind of worried here. I'm worried about my Pantheon. I'm trying to ping him back like, yo, Kayn is here. He could come any second. I start my Gromp, and I think that was a mistake I made because I knew Kayn was there, and it looks so obvious for him to gank here, and he eventually comes around through the wall and ganks him. Now, had I just been here, caught him here instead of doing Gromp, I think I actually would have been able to get something out of this. I hit the Garen. Let's see. I have E up, but I can't quite kill him. So instead, I just try to shove the wave. I try to bait him to stay by holding Q. Q back. But he's got, okay. It's pretty low. I traded with E and he traded Q and spun away. And I cancel my auto attack, but I get the auto after. Just had to make sure I didn't hit the tower. This is actually a pretty decent position for us to be in. Like, the Garen's gonna lose a lot of experience here because I crashed a wave on your tower, and it forces him to TP. And my thought is like, hey, if I just clear top to bot lane, top to bot, I'll be in a really good position. But then I was like, wait, I just saw the Kane heading over this way, so I'm gonna head straight to bot lane. We saw him because he hit the plant, and the plant actually lets us know that someone is there, and the only other person it could be is Kane. So they avoid the gank very well, and I kind of ping on the way, but then I'm like, oh, they're not ganking anymore. So I'm like, oh wait, the gank is still going on. It just kind of leaves me in an awkward position, and the Katarina is here too. I'm like, oh, okay, well, everyone is here now. I guess like me pinging there, like I was going in, kind of baited my team to stay, or to try to fight. But I don't think we should take the fight as soon as Katarina comes. Like, we should back away when we see her. Maybe you can kite the 2v3, but you can't kite 2v4. It's too dangerous. Now I'm here because I know Nautilus is here, right? And I'm trying to wait for him to commit in. But Kaisa flashes the Jin W, so we try to turn on the Nautilus here since Kaisa's out. And they both get away, unfortunately. Now, even though they get away, we need to do something with this. So I'm trying to shove the wave so we can get pressure for the dragon. And Jin gets the idea, and I'm like, I'm ping, like, come help me with the dragon. But they start trying to greed for plates, which I don't agree with this. Now I don't have mid pressure, and my bot lane is too distracted. So I just like start eating the fruit, and then as I see them coming over, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start it. If Katarina comes over, we can fight. Like, we don't need to be afraid. They're pinging danger, but I have R, so the Katarina goes on to the Aesol, and we see that, which is really good. Like, Aesol's actually keeping her off of the dragon, and we get this dragon for free. Really, really valuable. Great first drag. And now I'm thinking Katarina's gonna all in this guy, so I'm gonna just sit here and wait until he tries to all in, and then we can kill her. So I'm saying bait here, bait here. It looks like a good play because I think she's going to go for it. I'm kind of skeptical, so I sweep it to see if I'm on vision or not. I see I'm not on vision, so I'm like, okay, I think it's still worth going for. She jumps in. I start charging Q. She jumps right back. We try to chain CC, but he misses because she's just too fast, and she pretty much gets away from me. I thought I could Q flash her here, but then we see Kane is like over here, and Garen is on his way to help the Katarina too. I just try to auto down the Kane, and I'm like, okay, awesome, we got the thing. And I'm trying to take the plants, but Pantheon kind of scoops it up, so I can't continue fighting with him. If I was able to get all of the plant, then we could have definitely just walked up and probably killed them both. I'm waiting, seeing if he could bait something, and I'm like, oh, okay, nothing is going on here. And then Pantheon and Aesol are up here, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just take the crab real quick. And Aesol goes back to mid lane. So I go and take this Grump. And because all my camps are spawning, the closest thing I can get is this Grump. So I'm close to level 7 too. I see like Pantheon kind of finding Garen, but I don't really want to go up yet because I'm not level 7 yet. If I was level 7, I would go up. And now like Garen is level 9, I believe. Or level 8. He's about to be level 9. I get level 7 finally, and I'm like, okay, I'll just go defend the tower. I don't think I can really kill him here, so I think it's best for me to just defend the tower. I was trying to let the Pantheon know, like, there's no way I'm going to get this guy. He has Berserker Graves. And I was wondering if he's at the edge of the bush, which he was. So I backed off. But I know he doesn't have ult, so he can't kill me here. So otherwise, like, I would 100% be dead there. And I'm thinking maybe we can kill this guy. I know he doesn't have flash. I know he doesn't have ults. And he just used Q, so he can't run at me at all. So I'm like, okay, I can hit this wave now. Pantheon is coming. He's trying to like bait something here. The Garen's smart enough to back off though. I shoved the wave under. I'm helping him shove. Just trying to get pressure. We see so many bot lane, and I'm like, okay, Pantheon is shoving this wave now. Maybe I can just go and take this Rift Shield. Since we know everyone is bot lane, we see Garen. Rift is not going to do any damage to me. I'm thinking, hey, I could get this Rift for free. Now here, when Garen went AFK, I knew they didn't have any vision on this, so I was kind of confused. But he actually jumps over and tries to steal this. And I'm trying to use Q here to escape. Yeah, I should have used it earlier because he actually has movement speed boots. So if we just run in a straight line, he's going to catch up. I really was trying to greed there. The reason why I stayed for so long is because I wanted to get my Eclipse. I finally got the right amount of gold and I bought it. But yeah, I probably should not have been so risky with that play, or just paid more attention to the fact Garen was missing and he could have gone for that. I mean, it was a really good play on him. I don't think if he knows like it was a really great play he did. I think he kind of randomly checked because he didn't have any vision on it. He just he had a suspicion and he checked it and he saw I was on it, so I should not have died there anyways. I had flash and I had my Q up, so we're kind of in a sticky situation here because their entire team went missing. Pantheon starts rotating, but Aesol does not move from his lane. So I try to back off, and Pantheon is too like far in, and he gets collapsed on. And I'm realizing like maybe Pantheon is not the lane to be playing for. So I'm thinking, okay, Garen is really strong. I'm not strong enough to kill him yet. He's like 3 levels ahead of me. I have my camps up. Maybe it's better to just play for my bot side and try to play for this bounty that Kai'Sa has. I see here like Katarina moving forward. So I thought she warded, but she actually didn't ward. I see a little opportunity to flash over. I missed the Qs though. I'm not sure how I missed. It really looked like my mouse was on top of her, but I didn't miss it. It's okay though. Like I still ended up getting the kill. I think if I had my R, I probably could have caught the Kayn afterwards too. And I know they're all at dragon here, so I'm saying to Aesol, like instead of going over there, let's just take some platings and put some pressure on the map for them taking the objective there. So let's get some gold here. We see Garen. I miss my Q again, which is really bad. Like I have to stop missing my Qs. But I think it's not the worst because if I hit him, he would probably target me and I would just lose a bunch of HP. So it worked out. And we see Kayn like relatively low. And Kai'Sa and Nautilus in not any real shape to fight. So I'm walking over here to see if I can find something. I know I stepped over vision. But I thought like, hey, these guys, if they're not paying attention, then I could get a kill here. Kai'Sa was paying attention. Nautilus was not. I cancel his hook, and Jhin gets the last auto attack and gets the kill, which is wonderful. And we know that the Kayn couldn't come here to counter gank because of how low HP he was. Now, Garen is just faster here and gets the kill on the Pantheon, unfortunately. Now, Jhin kind of desyncs his base with his Karma, which is not my favorite thing in the world. So Karma takes the opportunity to roam instead. I think that's what's happening here. She's roaming mid lane. She sees Jhin in trouble, so she starts going back. And I'm like, okay, I got a lot of golds. I need to spend my golds. I'm pinging them like to play safer because I'm not on the map right now. I need to clear my top side and then go bot lane. I'm thinking if I clear my bot side and then go to my bot lane, it's gonna be really good. So I say play safe bot until I come. I think my Pantheon sets up the surrender vote. However, it's a very winnable game. Just because he's in a bad situation doesn't mean the game is not winnable for the rest of his team. I don't think he really realizes that. We have an Aesol who can clear waves non-stop, and a Jin who's like really, really good for my backline support. So even though we don't have the greatest front line, we have a really, really strong back line. And if I can find angles into some fights, then we can make something happen. Now here, I make a bad mistake because I see the Nautilus roaming. Instead of backing off, assuming Kane can be there too, or Katarina considering they have prio, I go in. And I pay for that mistake. I die, and then Kane ganks bot lane, and my Karma dies. Now, the reason Karma dies there is because I die. And now there's an overwhelming amount of pressure on the map and the enemy team can make like a really, really aggressive play. Now, this game may seem doomed for a lot of you guys, but no. This is actually very, very close. It's not that far off. Just because of how Aesol works pretty much. Now, Pantheon does a really weird thing where he just abandons his lane and comes mid. And he doesn't get anything for it. I guess he's helping Aesol get tower. But Garen is like pushing really hard top. So Karma has to answer for it since no one else is, which is really good play by Karma. Pantheon just ends up dying for that, like for no reason. I'm thinking, hey, like we should try to kill this Kai'Sa together. The Kai'Sa plays very, very safe. Like, I thought, like, this is how, like, higher elo AD carries play. I thought she would greed for this wave here, but she actually checks the bush. Very disciplined. I tried to dodge it, but I was too slow to dodge it, so I just show myself and shove the next wave. And now I'm like, okay, I have to leave now. Or I think I try to stay a little bit longer. I'm like, oh, this is a little risky. She steps up again. I'm going to try to... If she steps up at all, I'm going to try to go for it because I have my ulti. If I land my Q, I can get the kill. And she doesn't, so I'm like, okay. I'm going to continue to pressure the lane. But after this happens, I'm thinking, okay. Okay, I hit the tower. I actually didn't expect myself to do that. I must have been playing off of some other information I didn't see. Okay, Garen is mid. Maybe I saw... But yeah, that was really risky. I probably shouldn't have hit the tower there. Nautilus goes to defend. I rotate over to mid lane. Pantheon's getting caught again. I see a little opportunity to go in here on the Kane, so I just flash on him. I probably didn't need to flash in hindsight. And I hit the Katarina. I see Garen rotating over, so I just Q over the wall to be safe. And again, this guy's trying to FF the game, but again, it's still very close. It's not over. He thinks it's over, but it's not over. And I'm thinking, hey, they're going to get this dragon, so we should try to pressure mid to counteract that. And Katarina comes over to mid lane, and so does Nautilus. Now, if it was just Katarina, I'd be able to kill her. But because Nautilus came, I'm not able to kill. I'm thinking now, like, hey, what can I do right now? I'm thinking about my camps, but I also know like it's very likely a fight could break out here, so I'm just hovering, seeing what's happening. Nautilus is taking a little bit of damage. I see Katarina here. I'm like, okay, this is an opportunity. Full combo her, and Aesol follows up. Bam, and now we're back in the game. I Q over. The Kane makes a huge mistake of ulting the Aesol, and he dies too. And now a game that looked almost impossible is now not so hard. Not so hard. They did get the Rift Herald, but again we killed two, so we have some pressure now, so we can actually take this mid tower. So I'm actually not basing yet because there's still more things to take on the map. The enemy can't really fight us here because we were too big of a wave, and there's 3 of us and 2 people of their team are dead. I try to go and try to take something from the enemy jungler, just to try to maximize the amount of gold we take from them. And then I look over here, see if I can take this Scuttle Crab, and I see Garen, so I just immediately run away. I see I have a big, I have a lot of gold in my inventory right now. Like I need a base, like as soon as possible. I see Kane top though, and I'm like, okay, Kane went top lane. I can farm my camps here. And then Garen kind of like messed me up. I see Katarina come in. I'm like, okay, Katarina and Garen are pressuring, but we said Kane top lane. So I'm pinging like team to come over. Like this is a 4v2 fight here. We should take this. So I queue into the Katarina. I alter, back away from the Garen. Garen starts chasing Karma. Karma speeds me up, and then we just kite him, and he dies. I get the shutdown on him. All while Jin is like holding the mid wave by himself. Jin actually did a really good thing there, being very disciplined to go mid lane instead of over, like 3 people is enough to kill the Garen and the Katarina, and he knew that and decided to protect mid rather than send more reinforcements spot lane when he's not needed. So that was really like high level of Jin to do that. And now I'm sitting on pretty much 4k gold. I grab my Black Cleaver. I get my I'm working towards my Mana Moon with the Caulfield's Warhammer. And now I'm really strong, and we're looking in a really good position. Like a few, like 6 minutes ago, I think the score is like 720, and now it's 1420. We've been finding lots of opportunities because we're playing our mid game really well. I'm clearing my top side. I could have given this blue buff to Asol. Well, I guess he gets it anyways. That's a new thing I did not realize. But when you take blue buff now, like after a certain point in the game, you can actually give it to your allies as well. And the Asol just finds the pick right here, and Kane tries to go in and salvage what terrible thing Nautilus does and dies too. And then Katarina dies as a result of that. And I see Garen here trying to push bot lane. And I'm not really going to base. I'm just trying to let my team know like someone else needs to do this. If you're not going to do it, I'm going to do it. That's what that base is. I'm not fully committing to it, but I'm letting my team like, yo, someone needs to base. And then Asol saw that. I'm like, hey, I can do it. So he decided to TP. And then we 3 take Baron. Sometimes you have to like maneuver your teammates like that, like giving me the idea like, hey, someone needs to stop this guy. So you just queue up your base, even if you're not really gonna do it as a jungler, because you need to be there taking Baron. Now Pantheon does this really weird play where he flashes in, ults. There's no one around him. No one can follow up on him. And I see the Kai'Sa for a split section and think I could reach her. And I spammed my R trying to get her there, but I missed it. So I just use it on the Nautilus, trying to get as much damage as I can. And that play that the Pantheon did actually led to 3 of us dying. So I was trying to commit and trying to make something happen off of him. And because I did that, 3 of us died. Or I died, Pantheon died, and the Jin died, so. However, we still have Baron buff on Karma and Asol, so we're not in the worst position, although that was a pretty bad throw from us. We should not have died there in that manner. And I'm just looking, seeing what else I can do on the map. I'm thinking, hey, we probably don't get this dragon. We died, so what's the next play? Maybe play around the top side now. And Jin is kind of mad about the Pantheon right now. He's like, I'm really upset about him and saying like, you're taking random fights, like you're just running and dying and whatnot. And I'm saying, don't worry, just focus. We got this. We have Soul. And I ping Soul, or I try to ping him. I'm like, Soul is really strong. You can play around him. We can play together. We can still win the game. And believe it or not, just because I don't type very often when I type. And when I do type, I type things that people are going to like improve. It will improve the chances of us winning because everyone's mood is going to be better. Now I had a sneaking suspicion he was in that bush, so I decided to ult him. But I did something very special there that changes the outcome of this entire fight. Now I forced Garen's flash there because I walked behind him when I ulted him, so I can knock him back towards the Asol. Now he's so deep that he has to flash to get away, and if he doesn't, he'll die. So Jin does a really nice ult where he tries to like make the enemy retreat. Karma's like trying to boost me up. Pantheon does a nice engage, but he misses the mark because he's too far forward. And I'm thinking, okay, what's the next thing I can do? I see Garen coming up here. I'm thinking, hey, if I can fight with Garen, my Jhin, we can kill this Garen. He tries to ult me, and I block his ult with my shields, um, my blast shield. So his ult actually doesn't not have, it doesn't make me low enough to actually die. So I kind of bait his ult out. He's really low. We all get them really low. Karma's low. ASO sees the idea. I ping it out and they go for it. Sometimes you directing people where to go can win you games too. Like telling people, informing people, giving as much information as possible can help you win the game. Like if you're getting invaded by the enemy jungler, for example, you need to tell your team like, yo, you need help right now. This is pretty funny. I Q him right over the wall, and he comes back over to fight me. So I get another Q off, and then I just ult him so he doesn't have a chance to ult me and escape. I don't know. I think he thought that he was stronger than me or something, but yeah. We both have 3 items. Actually, I have an item ahead of him because I have stopwatch as well. So I think he thought that I wasn't as strong as I was, so he could take that fight. And now I'm here. I'm trying to go for this tower, but I'm thinking if Garen shows up here, I'll die because he's too fast. I press tab. I'm checking his items. I'm like, yeah, if I try to go for this, I'll probably die, and I don't have ulti either. So I just back off and I go back mid lane. ASO does the right thing. ASO goes to match the Garen. He's the only one who can really match Garen right now. I see Nautilus again, immediately go in because I have stopwatch, so I wasn't as scared this time. However, I end up killing the Nautilus but go down without being able to pop my stopwatch, which I'm really sad about. I thought like if I pop my stopwatch, like I'll be fine and my team can come over and clean up. But I'm realizing now that I probably shouldn't be going for plays like where if I see the enemy support just walking into our jungle, I should assume there's people behind them already. But I'm kind of like not respecting. I'm not respecting the enemy team's play, like their synergy and their team play. So I'm thinking if I can just kill Nautilus right away before they can even group up with him, then we'll have an advantage in the fight. That's my thought, at least. I'm seeing him as like a pick opportunity. I don't quite have enough damage to kill him without my R. So it's kind of tricky when I go in on him. See, I'm looking for it again. I'm not committing my R, but I'm looking for it. So I smite him to slow him. We kind of slow him down a bit. And I get him to like below half HP. So now he can't really engage on us. And I come around the corner and we see Kayn. I try to dodge his hook. And now I'm thinking about Kayn, but he CCs me. So I'm like, okay, now I'm forced to fight here. So I try to do everything I can. I get a huge combo off onto the Kaisa before I die. And this, guys, is why you use Electrocute. Because if I didn't have an Electrocute, there, she would have lived. 1Q auto E, and I think I smited her too. Killed her because Electrocute procced afterward. From point blank range, like it's insane the amount of damage you can do with this build, guys. That was the Kaisa's first death of the game. She is probably the biggest reason why like I wasn't able to snowball the game so hard, because she just played so safe in the mid game and never gave me an opportunity to kill her, which is really good by her, by the way. I'm pinging Baron now. I'm thinking about what item to get next, and I'm thinking maybe Sterak's might be the best idea because they have like mixed damage, they have AP, they have AD. There's no like really amazing. There's no like amazing item in this situation. And Styrax is like a good all-rounder, so I'm considering getting it. Just for a little bit more survivability. It gives me a little bit more damage too. I think I see Garen bot lane here, and then I ping to go Baron right away. Yeah, I see Aso pings defend, and I'd say, okay, we could just do Baron while he's trying to take this next wave. Or crash this next wave. Aso also just like straight up melts this Baron. You'll see the HP bar, the Baron now, like it's literally just evaporating. By the time Nautilus gets a ward, we already complete it. I immediately start basing. Let my team know like the idea is to defend here. We're not going to attack them randomly. We're gonna spend all of our golds, get back out on the map. Now, I'm pinging my team come here because I'm probably in here. I see Garen and that's all I see. And I have GA, so I'm confident to go in. I'm like, oh, we can fight here. Because I have GA, we're really strong with Baron and everything. But I resurrect a little bit too far away from my team. And now my team is all focused on the Kayn. Who does die, but I don't think it's a great trade. I think Kayn dying is good for us, but me dying after I use GA is really bad. Like, it's not good because now like they relieve so much pressure. I really didn't expect their entire team to be there, and my instinct of going in after seeing them all there was wrong because my team was not prepared to follow up with me. So I should not have engaged there. So I give some advice to my team. I'm like, we have to deal with the split first. I'm saying we gotta kill Garen first before we can like end the game. Because if Garen's putting pressure, we can't commit to a fight without him taking our base. Jhin does an amazing job poking the enemy team down, backing them off. And now the enemy is on the retreating line of defense now. We see the TP come out from Garen. I'm clearing my camps here. I'm almost level 17. I'm like, oh shoot, my team is dying here. I'm thinking, should I come? And I'm like, yeah, I should come here. I'm trying to decide like whether it's worth it to come or not. And I say, yeah, it's okay. I immediately see the Kayn come here, and I just ult him to keep him off of my Aesol. And the Jhin is now chasing down the Nautilus. Pantheon does a good ultimate, forces Kai'Sa's flash. I'm trying to like come around here and try to cut her off. But I think she's able to walk all the way around and escape. Like she walks all the way back to her base. So I'm trying to farm and be like ready to fight at the same time. We get the inhibitor. We get 2 people are dead. I think I can flash in here. I'm confident to do so. I get the kill under the Katarina. The Karma's kind of surprised, like, yo, what is this Vi doing? And then she sees the Katarina dead, and she's like, oh, okay, it's okay. And now I'm thinking, hey, we could end the game. So I'm like walking up here. I'm walking up trying to hit the Nexus. Garen goes on me. I'm like, oh, okay. The idea is not to end the game. We're actually retreating right now. And I make that mistake. Now, I could have just backed off. I wanted to back off. But I really saw potential in ending the game. And if my team committed with me, I think we actually would have won. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. It wasn't a game-losing mistake. Asol's still alive, so like he's the biggest reason why we're winning right now. He's so strong. Karma's zoning off the Garen. Asol goes into their backline, killing Kai'Sa and the Nautilus. And now he's just gonna beam down the Garen. Garen gets like stuck here. And Jhin flashes for him. And they start walking back to the dragon. I tell them, yo, just end the game, guys. Like, we can end. I don't scream at them. I ping them 5 times. I ping them 6 times. I'm not yelling. I'm not going crazy. I'm not going off the wall. It's just simple ping. We can, and then say very, very small things that are positive. And GG. That's like a good game right there. And we come back from a pretty hard game. This is Classical Kill out.